A most welcome development in the ongoing efforts to bring about peace on the Korean Peninsula. The leaders of Pyongyang and Washington will be holding a historic summit in May if all things work out. Connyoung has more on the announcement made by Seoul's national security chief upon President Trump's request.
One historic breakthrough after another. North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un has invited President Trump to meet for negotiations over its nuclear program, and U.S. President Donald Trump has not only accepted but said, let's do it by May. The stunning announcement was made by South Korean President Moon Jae-in's national security advisor, Jong-un, in Washington to discuss the outcome of a rare visit to Pyongyang by Seoul's presidential envoys earlier this week.
He expressed his eagerness to meet President Trump as soon as possible. President Trump appreciated the briefing and said he would meet Kim Jong-un by May to achieve permanent denuclearization.
The U.S. president's acceptance came after the South Korean official relayed Kim's pledge to refrain from further nuclear tests and move toward denuclearization.
I told President Trump that in our meeting, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un said he is committed to denuclearization. Kim pledged that North Korea will refrain from any further nuclear or missile tests. He understands that the routine joint military exercises between the Republic of Korea and the United States must continue.
White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders confirmed the news, saying Mr. Trump would accept the invitation to meet Mr. Kim at a place and time to be determined. That was almost immediately followed by a tweet by President Donald Trump. He said North Korea's Kim Jong-un had talked about denuclearization with the South Korean representatives, not just a freeze, that a meeting is being planned, but sanctions would remain in place for the time being. The meeting, if it does take place, would make Trump the first sitting U.S. president to meet with his North Korean counterpart, a stunning diplomatic breakthrough with uncertain consequences. Speaking at the pre-opening ceremony of the Pyeongchang Winter Paralympics Friday evening, South Korean President Moon Jae-in spoke of hope, cautiously expressing optimism.
남북은 4월 말 남북 정상회담을 개최하기로 했고, 오늘 트럼프 대통령은 5월 안에 김정은 위원장을 만나겠다고 약속했습니다. 한반도의 비핵화와 평화는 현실이 되어가고 있습니다.
Experts in South Korea and the U.S. say the never-before-seen level of speed and development in Seoul, Washington, Pyongyang ties can largely be credited to the type of leaderships in place in all three states. Regarding today's decision, a senior U.S. official said that it made sense to accept the invite to meet the one person who can actually make the decisions instead of continuing with the long slog of the past, a sentiment shared by South Korean President Moon Jae-in. Connyoung, Arirang News, the Blue House.